Yes, right, if you boost it up with the glyph 3-6, weapon damage 50% of crit straight. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Skyline the builds on this max stat DK PvP. Duel, DPS, solo, all self-buffed, max stamina stats, very high recovery and very sick heals, which I become from both bar, and it's very hard hitting. Let's go see on the uppercut philosophy. 26k, we are here now on a wet dungeon. Hard mode here versus Elambris, doesn't matter. Just uppercuts, crits, good, and there I need to use my crit potion, if not crits even more. 28 on uppercut, holy peppy. 30k in a row, 4k in a crit, 31k, 34k on an uppercut, ladies and gentlemen. And similar goes from 25 to 35, and also reverse slices are pretty hard. This is because of the max stamina pool, which is really high. Choice of the two best stamina sets, which together with bloodstone makes you really good sturdy. And for this yeah, reverse slice is 33k. This makes you really high healing up, also by 20k by resolving vigor, higher weapon damage. Yeah, let's see on the stat. Don't be scared, we are not a werewolf, and the teeth I use with major savagery and the medium passives crits me up to a 15% crit chance. To be a scavenger for stamina recovery, max stamina and max health, which is needed for my set, which makes me that combo. And on the back bar, look at that! Who was thinking that? I use minor force, minus 8% less damage because I use a psychic order skills. The only worth it, I guess. Let's see on the main stats what we have. We are Redguard, Dragonknight, 45k of max stamina on the main bar with 70k of health. There you could put a little bit from your stamina pool out there, a 1k of health, so you're reading with 18k of health, which then also in the PvP is around 24 to 25k. And the potion is the essence of immobility that we're gonna look now. 10 seconds of knockback immunity, gives a major savagery, 7000 of stamina and 20% of stamina recovery. And the major savagery I need because I don't reading that on my main bar. And the essence of speed, which gives me a major expedition and every second 1000 of health when I am in the shit. And let's see, I use it, so my crit goes on 49%, but I reading just 5 divines. If you're reading 7 divines, go straightly on a 50% of crit, and this is really old school like before, and I really love it because crit's really high, your weapon damage are high, your max stat pool are high. 2000 of stamina recovery as a Redguard, which restores 800 of stamina every 5 seconds, plus 511 makes pretty good, and 20k of spell and 16k of physical resistances with 14 just of crit. But there I use very much my Ignis shield, and yeah, Dragonknight can take a little bit more of damage when you block. And also on the back bar you see same stat, the same stamina pool, 1700 of stamina recovery, and then I use the potion also, which these boosts are up practically the whole time, so I have a 2k of stamina permanently, 2k of stamina recovery, and also the weapon damage 3200, and I have also infused damage glyph, goes 3666, then highest weapon damage with 49% of crit, which is pretty good. And let's go see all three sets works on both bar. On the main bar I have to make a quick cut, please. Okay, cut right now. I apologize there, I'm back, my cat scratched me on my balls. And yeah, on the main bar I have this big mace, big hammer. You could use also this poison, which immobilizes the victim by 3.5 seconds every 10 seconds by the poison, which procs off. And yeah, you near know it, but I take it off from the main bar because the most of the time I use this weapon damage glyph, 348 every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds I reapply. And this was thinking from the back bar to put the poison off, because there with the shock damage glyph, what the hell is that? It's from the last build, no. Bone Pirate, Tatter, Bone Pirate, weapons, dual wield on the back bar, main bar, two-hander, mace. And if you don't want to play with poison, so you have infused with a 452 of weapon damage every 5 seconds with 30% less cooldown by 50%, and yeah, increased by 30% the glyph, that's also cool. I complete then with weapon and bone pirate, hands, legs, infused 3-stat glyph, divines, max stamina. You could play also with all impen. But there we have stamina recovery, stamina, and while I use my campain drone together I have additional 2000 stamina and 150 of stamina recovery, which fits with the build and is still best in slot for PvP. And yeah, second set which I use is hulking draugr in divines with max stamina, and also here divines with a 3-stat glyph. I reading with 3 stat glyphs because of the health and max Magicka, and also here on the rings all in weapon damage and robust, because the hulking draugr gives me all max of stamina. And yeah, this combo is pretty sick together, but you need some protection. And so yeah, you see the combo with the bone pirate, tatter and hulking draugr is really sick, hard hitting build, high heals. And there I need a heavy, I don't have in divines, if not I transmute that later in divines with a 3-stat glyph. And the shoulder is light, so from the untouted passive I profit 6%. Divine piece, pretty cool for my crit, which boosts me up my teeth. And here gives me additional of 6450 of both resistances, and the ulti boost because my ulti cost really much less. And here on the top a 26k of spell resistances then every 6 seconds when you are attacked, that's procs pretty much the whole time, and also physical by a 22k. And yeah, it's like for 5 medium very good. It's like a little bit like a tank too, yeah. If you block on the right and you bash for setting of balance, pretty awesome, because there I have then 3 heals over time. And I'm wearing 5 in divines, 7 divines best in slot, because you see 49% if I have 5 divines. And if I change now just a divine piece for make an example, and also the legs are infused because I don't have the divine, I have to transmute it too when I have then. If I have all 7 divines, goes then straightly up a 40%. There I need my, you see a 50%, the whole time is 48 seconds from the potion, up 50% the whole time. From the Redguard we have 9% of stamina recovery, 10% of the max stats, and 792 every 5 seconds of stamina. Pretty sick with both sets. From the light armor we profit 4% of magic recovery, 2% of less cost Magicka, and here a little bit of spell resistances. And here from the, we have 1600 of weapon critical from the medium plus major savagery, and the other buff passives here, 20% of stamina recovery and all cost 10% less by all abilities, 35% for the sneaks and 12% increased weapon damage while slotted 5 medium, and increases by 15% your max speed, plus the dodge roll cost 20% less together than with the champs. And from the heavy, just a little bit more resistances, more health recovery, and 108 of stamina magic back every 4 seconds, and 2% increase it of the max of health. While I use 2-hand on the main bar, every nerdy enemy takes a 65% of the afflicted target damage, light and heavy attacks, and here 20% ignores the physical resistances by the enemy. This is while the mace here by direct damage increases 10% if you do a heavy attack, and by heavy a 30% decreases of stamina recovery with both sets. Pretty sick, bro. Ardent Flame passive, while I use Noxious Breath on the main bar, here you can regain every 5 seconds a 500 of stamina. That's new by the passive, they changed it, this one, and increases also the poison status effects by 15%. And while I deal damage with the Ardent Flame, I can sneer. So every time when I cast, I sneer him for 30% for 4 seconds. And yeah, this all increases a little bit poison damage by the passive. Here, important, when I block 10% less damage, and while I use my scales on 12% of more healing. Here 3200 of spell resistance, that's pretty for a DK. Battle Roar passive, because take flight costs very much less, pretty much good to both stamina Magicka back every time when I cast Ignis Shield. Here I forgot every 3 ulti every 6 seconds, and here when I use Ignis Shield I gain every time when I pop this 990 of stamina back. Very cool for sustain. Yes, let's say from the psychic order, okay, I use on the back bar, just the ulti is the only worth it, and while I use and I block on my back bar, I have this 5000 of damage shield, which have a cooldown and fills up then back to, and here this major protection while I use the ulti. I'm not sure if that is on but there, what is worth it for this build, practically I use it, I test it. This one are the only worth it skill, but have then a cast time. This gives you major expedition and 10% additional crit damage when I use it on my main bar, for example, and when I pop it, whoa, I'm pretty much fast and increases all critical damage by 10%, which really hurts. 36 seconds is pretty fast, and when I concentrate psychic order skill, then I have major protection. I'm not sure, so finally I chose it like before, 2 Noxious Breath, which is a dot 10 meters around cone, and gives major fracture by 5200 of physical resistances, reduces the gap, stampede every time crits, and sneer him, like also the Noxious Breath by the Ardent Flame passive. Both skills sneer the enemy. This is the knockback and stun it, 3.5 seconds stun it, and you knock him back for 4 meters. That can crit really high. You concentrate major brutality over 33 seconds, and every 2 seconds you regain 1478 of health, higher area weapon damage. And when you press the button, you have sneers off piece for 8 seconds. Reverse slice, these are your finisher, and nerdy takes also 84% of the target damage. Take flight in, really high, can crit over 30k. The combo is I stamp it in, then I give Noxious Breath, this poison dot over time, plus major fracture, then I DC swing him 2 or 3 times, then reverse slice with the take flight in. Pretty much you can kill every player. Yeah. Let's see on the back bar for major protection. I have more spell and physical resistances, 5200 over 20 seconds, and I give him a magic damage over time, 3900 magic damage over 10 seconds, and 684 magic damage to melee attackers back. This is your mist because major evasion on 5 medium recommended, and while I have 5 medium type slotted, 2.5 seconds of sneer and immobilizations off, same function like on the main bar. The momentum, resolving here 18k of health over 5 seconds, really higher weapon damage, higher is this health, because when I press here a major mending for 3 seconds and gives me a small shield, and my shield is increased by 200%, and pretty cool because on the dual wheel bar there also a blood craze, 1500 of health every 2 seconds and gives a bleed damage, so you have a lot of dots. Very cool. And here the temporal guard, why is slotted 8% of less damage when I block, plus when I block I have a 5000 of damage shield, and when I make a mistake I press this button and so I can go back and I'm not deaf. The 5 medium may a little bit risky, but with bloodspawn goes okay and reduces really much of dodge roll minus a 30%, and you can avoid a lot of damage. And don't speak, you can watch how the points are distributed. Hell yeah, increases 5%, 125, 20% on crit, 70, I put in there, 10% on physical and poison, because when you bash you set them off balance. 20% iron growth, pretty much key, important I find, because when I dodge roll, more resistances, thick skin, and I have a little bit more resistant versus physical, because the Dragonknight get Magicka. Unchained, very important. You got Magicka resistances, so physical a little bit more, and yeah, opinion with the physic order is not worth it, so finally I don't use just the ulti, I use it, and this was pretty much funny. If not worth it, and thanks, I see you to the next build.
Desires, our emotions, our needs.
I said psychic order skills are not worth it on this build, but obviously also with the jewelry, other traits and combos will come out sick builds. Peace, bro.